Good evening, everyone. We are responsible for reading 21, which is about the status of teaching as a profession. We are going to discuss two main points. The first one is teaching as a profession, and the second point is indicators of the definition characteristics of the professional model. Now we are on the first slide, which is teaching as profession. Professionalization has been a source of both hope and frustration for teachers. Since early in the 20th century, educators have reportedly sought to promote the view that elementary and secondary teaching is a highly complex kind of work, requiring specialized knowledge and skill, and deserving the same status and standing as traditional professions like law and medicine. To some, the essence of profession is the advanced training, and hence the way to best professionalize teaching is to upgrade teachers' knowledge and skills through enhanced training and professional development. For others, the essence of profession lies in the attitudes individual practitioners hold toward their work. As the result of this wide range of emphases, it is often unclear whether education critics and reformers are referring to the same thing when they discuss professionalization in teaching. To know whether teaching can be considered as a profession, we shall look at a series of indicators of the traditional characteristics of a professional model, which has eight main points, which are credentials, induction, professional development, specialization, authority, compensation, prestige. Moreover, we also want to inform that these, of course, are not the only characteristics used to define profession, nor are they the only kind of criteria used to distinguish or classify work and occupation in general. So let us move on to the first point, which is credential. To sociologists, the underlying and the most important quality distinguishing profession from other kinds of occupation is the degree of expertise and complexity involved in the work itself. In this view, professional work involves highly complex set of skills, intellectual functioning, and the knowledge that are not easily acquired and not widely held. For this reason, professionals are often referred to as the knowledge-based occupation. That is, entry to profession typically requires a license, which is obtained only after completion of an officially sanctioned training program and passage of examinations. Indeed, it is illegal to do many kinds of work, professional and not, from plumbing to hairstyling to, to law and medicine, without a license. Given the importance of credentials to professions, upgrading the licensing requirements for new teachers has been an important issue in school reform. On one, on one side are those who argue that entry into teaching should be more highly restricted, as in traditional profession. From this point of view, efforts to upgrade certification requirements for new teachers will help upgrade the quality and the qualification of teachers and teaching. On the other hand, are those who argue that entry into teaching should be easy. These alternative routes into occupation claim the same rationale as the more restrictive traditional credential routes. In chain recruitment of the talent candidates into teaching. But the ultimate consequence of such initiative, intended or not, could be a decrease in the professional status of teaching. That is, traditional profession rarely resort to loosening licensing standards to recruit and maintain quality practitioners. Now we are on the second point, which is induction. In addition to initial formal training and preparation, Professional work typically requires extensive training for new practitioners upon entry. So, and then we have induction. And the purpose of induction program for professional work is that it is designed to augment the basic level of knowledge and skill. As a result, entry into profession typically involve both formal and informal mechanisms of induction, internships, apprenticeships, and monitoring programs. Sometimes this period of induction can be prolonged and intensive, as in case of uh, physician internship. The objective of such program and practice is to add new practitioners in adjusting to the environment, to familiarize them with the concrete reality of works, sorry, to familiarize them with the concrete reality of their jobs, to socialize them to professional norms, and also to provide a second opportunity to filter out those who substandard level of skill and knowledge. In teaching profession, one of the best ways to increase the efficiency and retention of new teachers is to better assist them in coping with the particularity of teaching, of managing groups of students, and of adjusting to school environment. Moreover, there's a number of research that have shown that induction has a positive effect on beginner classroom teaching practice, on their retention, and on their students' academic achievement. Now we are on the third point, which is professional development. Beyond the pre-employment basic training and on-the-job induction for beginners, profession typically require ongoing in-service technical development and growth on the part of practitioners throughout their careers. The assumption is that achieving a professional level mastery of complex skills and knowledge is a prolonged and continuous process, and moreover, that professionals must continuously update their skills as the body of the technology, skills, and knowledge advances. As a result, professionals typically belong to associations and organizations that, among other things, provide mechanisms such as periodic conferences, publications, and workshops. Moreover, professional-like workplaces typically both require and provide support for employment development. These include on-site workshops, financial support for conferences, work courses, skill development, and sabbaticals. Now we are on the fourth point, which is specialization. Given the importance of expertise to professions, it is naturally follows that one of the most fundamental attributions of profession is specialization. Professionals are not a generalist, but specialist, who is the one that possess expertise over a specific body of knowledge and skill. That is why traditional professions require a great deal of skill, training, expertise, specialization, which are considered necessary and good. To access the degree of specialization in teaching, and degree to be teacher should be treated as profession with expertise in a specialty. We examine the phenomenon known as out-of-field teaching. Out-of-field teaching is the situation that teachers are assigned to teach subjects that do not match their fields of specialty, preparation, and training. Out-of-field teaching is an important but little understood problem because many researchers and reformers assume wrongly that out-of-field teaching is due to the lack of training and preparation on the part of teachers. But the source of out-of-field teaching lies not in the lack of pre-employment education or training on the part of teachers, but in the lack of fit between teachers' fields of preparation and their teaching assignment once on the job. So, out-of-field teaching is the result of misalignment. When school principals assign teachers to teach subjects in which they have little background. It is very important because otherwise, qualified teachers may become highly unqualified when they are assigned out of their field of specialty.
Now, let's talk about the fourth point. The fourth point is about authority. The authority of teacher and their influence also take into account to consider if teaching is professionalized or not. It shows how they have the power in educational field. However, we can see that teacher has less authority or less influence if we look at or if we compare to the school board or principals of the school. Most of their work or their authority is in the classroom where they take control of the class and the students, and also they work on the curriculum, while other work such as administration is all under the control of principal. If we compare the authority of teacher to the authority of district staff, we can see that teacher has even less authority or less power than the district staff. And also the teacher from the private sector or private school, they have less power than the one who teach in the public school. The only decision-making influence that teacher have is only the staff evaluation and the hiring. If we look at the organization levels of hierarchy or the chart of, we can see that principals is at the top while the teachers is under the principal control. The next point is compensation. Compensation is talking about how teachers are paid. Their salary is based on their teaching hour and also their year experience. If they have more teaching time in their schedule, they get more salary, and if they have more experience in teaching field, their salary tend to get higher. Also, where they teach is also impact their salary, such as those who teach in primary school get less paid than those who teach in the university. And also, those who teach in the public school get paid. Likewise, if we look at those who teach in the private school and those who teach in the public school, we also can see the gap between their salary. Those who teach in the private school tend to get less paid than those who teach in the public school. And also, the one who teach in the public school get more benefits such as retirement plan and also compensation from the government, while those who teach in the private school, their retirement plan and their compensation is based on how the principal of the school managed. Teacher salaries in both public and private school are also front-loaded. Front-loaded is the ratio of teacher earned career to the start of their career's salary. We can see that it is less if we compare their front-load compensation to those other career. So, as we can see in the previous statement, it means that teacher get less paid than other career. A study in 2008 showed that the first graduate, for those who choose to be a teacher, get paid less than those who choose to be in another career. The one who choose to work in the business field get paid 20% more than the teacher, and the one who choose to be the nurse get paid more 34%, and the one who work as the engineer get paid 57% than the one who choose to be a teacher. The last point that we look at in order to decide if teaching is professional or not is prestige. Prestige is the view of the other toward one occupation. We can see that teaching is in the high status and high prestige. Teachers get more respect and more admired than their salary and their power. They are more prestigious than the pink collar and the blue collar worker. Pink collar work refers to the job which is mostly done by women, while the blue collar worker is the job which is mostly done by force, by using force. While the teachers are prestigious, they are less if we compare them to the one who work in law, medicines and engineering field. In conclusion, we can see that in order to decide if teaching is professional or not, these 7 criteria should be taken into account, such as the credential and the license level, induction, their development in terms of profession, their specialization, their authority over decision making, their compensation levels, and their prestige. Thus, we can imply that we cannot say if teaching occupation is professionalized or not because there is a different gap between those who teach in private school and those who teach in public school. If we do the analyzing, we can see that those who teach in public school are more professionalized, while the one who teach in the private school are less professionalized. Now our presentation has come to an end. Thank you for watching the video, and if you have any question, please feel free to ask. Drop down your question in the comment section below.